Providing a much-needed shop window for northern Rhodesian painters, the Lusaka Arts Society held a most interesting exhibition. In the African division, Vim Ban Gulu's African Village was a presentation of the familiar scene. And so too was Village Life by Nerma. The Lusaka Art Exhibition had a completely comprehensive nature, ranging from a vivid and striking portrait by Miss G. Ellison on the one hand, to a restful landscape called Peace by Mr. Flood Page on the other. It was a delightful display of excellent talent, and proved that Northern Rhodesia can be proud of its artists and should give them the support they so richly deserve. A couple of lion cubs hit the bottle at the Barrack Farm near Mazabuka. The cubs' names are Sally and Ace, but they don't care what you call them at ecstatically happy moments like this. The Barratts are having a lot of fun bringing them up. They're charming and affectionate, and love a game, too. What a pity it is that lion cubs have to grow up. Cute and cuddlesome now, but before you can say Mazabuka, the feeding problem won't be so easy. Of course, now and again, there are little differences, but then that happens in the happiest and best regulated of families. His Excellency the Governor, Sir Gilbert Rennie, attends the 3rd annual Inter-School Swimming Gala held at Lusaka. It was a crowded program of no fewer than 37 events, and each school was out to lower the colors of Rhodesia, who have been top dog for the last 2 years. Now, don't imagine the people in the swimming bath were the only competitors. Oh, dear me, no. There were hundreds of competitors. It was an ear-shattering affair, with the swimmers piling up the points while the spectators built up the decibels. Whether you swam or not, the danger of busted lungs was just as great. Let's turn to something quieter and more sedate. Though elementary, the diving showed promise, and it was now so quiet you could hear a bomb drop. At the end of a keenly and vociferously contested day, His Excellency presented the trophy. Rhodesia had come out clear winners for the 3rd year running. So back to school for gargle and liniment. The Kennel Club of Northern Rhodesia holds its first show at the Lusaka Agricultural Showground, and the final touches are put on the 97 entries by keen but apprehensive owners. The dogs have come from as far afield as Livingstone and the Copperbelt, from the court of King Charles, the boudoir of Madame la Pompadour at Versailles, and from the Pig and Whistle at Drumna Droghit. It's a mixed bag with an international flavor, and there are 500 spectators at the Kennel Club's first show. There's no doubt about it that such competitions are the only means of encouraging the breeding of thoroughbreds, and the standard in many classes was high. The club hopes to reach championship class before long. Most of us love mongrels as much as champions, but it should be remembered that even mongrels owe their best characteristics to thoroughbreds. In 1873, a dying David Livingstone was brought to this part of northern Rhodesia and was welcomed by Chief Chitambo. A few days later, he died, and this monument marks the spot where his heart was buried. But perhaps his heart never stopped beating, for at the Chitambo Mission, serving an area of 20,000 square miles, with its 28 schools, its church and its hospital, the work of the great medical missionary is still very much alive. Today is the anniversary of his death, and Dr. J. Todd, the mission doctor and surgeon, and Chief Kafinda, descendant of Chitambo, and the Africans who are making the bricks for it, attend the foundation stone laying of a new and bigger hospital. Livingstone would have liked that. The great missionary would have applauded those who have made today's dream an almost incredible reality. He would have been happy that these Africans have come so far along the Christian paths he first showed them, and for which they hold him in reverence 80 years after his death. And Livingstone, who knew the heartache of solitary endeavor, would have thanked God for men like Dr. Todd, who crusaded and persuaded others to help. Yes, today is the anniversary of his death, yet his inspiration remains a living and driving force. Nothing could have been nearer to his heart than the miracle of Chitambo Mission, where indeed his heart lies buried.